Yo, what's up, guys?
There he is.
Jerome here, and I just got my 100 to level 40 in about 2 sessions of playtime. I want to talk about everything I did to
Holy
maximize
shit.
my leveling speed and things you can apply with the new 100% XP bonus coming. Everything from how to maximize the world buffs, the sleeping bag quest line, how to maximize your enchants, your gear, and what to do to take advantage of the big open world questing changes. If you watch this full video, I guarantee you'll be leveling 1 to 40 in record time. So we're going to be...
Guys, I am not going to dungeon grind. I will do BFD every couple days. Dude, a BFD run is going to be worth like 2 levels. Holy shit. So tomorrow, the first thing we do is BFD. We're level 27 immediately. Wow. Okay.
Starting with talking about everything you need to do to increase your leveling speed. I've got a whole section about optimal buff strategies, things I really wish I knew about the world buffs. And of course, optimal gear strategy, what to do to make sure you're really strong in the open world. But runes are really important as well, how to maximize your benefit from all the runes. Then we'll be moving into things you need to do to actually level really fast. The big debate between dungeon leveling and questing that Blizzard really wants to shake up. Plus both.
I don't have any of my elemental shaman runes. I need elemental shaman runes on my level 25 shaman.
Bonus advanced strategies like how to skip an entire level with rested experience. And we'll be talking about how I got pretty rich leveling as well. So getting into the optimal buff strategy. Buffs are a big game changer in Season of Discovery Phase 2. We've got the summoners, we've got the portals to every single major city. So really we've got 3 major buffs, the Spark, the Boon, and the Dark Moon Fair. Spark and Boon really only consistently drop at peak hours, so you gotta make sure to plan around that. I personally find the Boon to be the most valuable, so I usually put my Hearth in Thunder Bluff to get the buff more often. Dark Moon...
Okay, so tonight, I should get all of these buffs booned up. Is Dark Moon Fair still in town? Because I need to get it booned on my Warlock and my Druid tonight. It's not? Oh my god.
Fair 10% is also really reliable, but you can only get it once every 4 hours. Overall, my goal was to be buffed every single second I leveled from 1 to 20. Then above 20, depending on the zone, I selectively decided which times to be buffed up. I usually booned my buffs in places like Ashen Vale, for example. Then I unbooned in Thousand Needles since I knew I'd be safer in a more horde area. Getting into the optimal rune strategy, this really is the most important part of the leveling guide. You've got to have at least 3 main runes that you're really confident in to carry your leveling to 40.
I need to get all 5.
For my hunter, I chose Master Marksman, Flanking Strike, and Beast Mastery. Everybody's going to have different ideas of what runes to run, so you should definitely check out your class Discord.
I need to look up elemental runes.
Once you know the 3 major runes you want to carry with you, you've got to plan when to acquire them in your route. You could even get summons to the spots at level 1 if you really want to go crazy. So with all your runes sorted, we've got to talk optimal gear strategy. The first thing I did with gearing was to head to the auction house. I got full 12-slot bags to store all my quest items and waylay supplies as well. I also bought the best gear I could find for different level bands. As a hunter, I just went for maximum agility gear. I also got new bows every few levels. Overall, I'd recommend checking the auction house every 6 to 8 levels. Then for enchants are pretty broken because you can get insanely strong enchants like 5 agility gloves all the way to level 40. I also got an early 50 mana to chest and of course miter move speed, which felt fantastic all the way to level cap. Also, don't forget non-obvious enchants like the scopes to your bow to increase damage. Jumping into consumes, you can really go crazy with consumes. I prioritized mainly just elixir of agility for my hunter though. You could go all out though and get defense potions, strength elixirs, engineering dynamite. Everything you get will improve your kill times and improve your leveling speed as well. The most important consume you can get though is from the sleeping bag quest line.
This we're gonna get the second this video is over. We're doing this ASAP.
The 8 student fodder you get will give you 20% rested XP each, but they do have a 30-minute cooldown to use. Most people are going to recommend saving them until level 38, but honestly, I found there to be a huge mental boost to use between 35 to 40.
Well, I mean, okay, so normally you would use them at 38, but now I think you want to use them at 36 or so, because now you're getting 2 times XP, and so the rested out... Dude, oh my god, bro. Dude, rested XP is going to be so fucking juiced. It is so... Because it's doubling what has already been doubled. Do you understand? It's... How is it possible to just double something that was already doubled before? I don't know. It's impossible.
Basically, every hour or so, I'd pop another one, and it really kept me going all the way up to max level. Oh, and don't forget swiftness potions as well. They're a huge help if you don't have cheetah like me.
Can I map it out for you? Yo, check this out. Okay, so this is 1. Imagine you get 1 XP. multiply that by 2. Okay, that's called double. But then you have another thing that doubles that again, and that's 4. That's a big number.
So let's talk about our leveling route.
Yeah.
Starting out, I definitely recommend questing. And I also recommend questing with a friend to keep things fun and fresh. You can both get the Rested XP guide for free all the way to 22, and then split from there if you want to.
XP guide!
One of the best reasons to level with a friend is that you might not be very strong until you get at least 3 of your runes. On my Hunter, for example, when I was very weak, I had a partner leveling with me, which really sped things up. Then when I was an unstoppable killing machine, I was able to go back to solo leveling. The other early leveling tip I have is to use Rank Sentinel to make sure you're not messing up skill ranks. I had some of the wrong ranks of abilities for a long time without realizing it. This add-on will never let that happen. So as you head out through the early zones, I definitely recommend doing the Sleeping Bag questline at level 14.
Oh yeah, dude. BFD, does BFD reset tomorrow morning?
Kata Beta starts tomorrow. Gonna play?
I should do BFD tonight. Yeah. Kata Beta starts tomorrow? Really? Is that, dude, I have no idea about, is that actually true? I have no idea. I didn't even know that. I didn't even know that. I don't even know if I'm getting invited, bro. I have no idea. Good evening, though. I have no fucking clue.
Most servers have somebody that can summon you to every single sleeping bag spot for about 15 gold. That'll save you nearly an hour of travel time. The sleeping bag itself should be used during break times. Like when you get up to get food, just hop in for 3 minutes. Once you've got the buff rolling, though, you can simply refresh it by hopping in for 1 minute, so never let the buff fall off. So once you're around level 22, presumably using the free Rested XP guide, from 22 to 40, we have 3 different options.
You know, I'm just like sitting here thinking about Kata Beta. I'm gonna play Kata when it comes out for like, you know, a couple weeks probably. I'm not that big of a Kata guy, but I don't really care about leveling up on the Kata Beta. I might just wait until it's like the real deal. I don't think I really give a shit about the Kata Beta, to be disrespectfully honest. I'm not sure. Yo, Zibby. Hey, thank you, man. Also, Namri, yeah, good evening. Yeah, I don't know.
Option 1 is the option I chose, which is pure
questing. We will make Army the Dragon. We will.
You'll get ganked probably around 30 times, but the quests do give significantly more gold starting Tuesday. And the waylights up.
So here's the fun part about leveling this Elemental Shaman. I am not going to dungeon grind. I am going to open world quest on a PvP server. We are going to quest. And it's going to be bad. It's going to be real fucking bad. It's going to be real bad. Okay? But that's my plan. That's how we're going to start. We're going to start with that, and then we'll see how it goes.
Supply drops from the mobs are extremely profitable. My profit particularly ramped up when I started killing mobs in the 34 to 40 range. I routinely got the 12 gold boxes, which also gave 3,400 XP as well. Just open world questing without the new quest gold changes already gave me over 150 gold. That being said, I do feel like I got pretty good box luck. One other note on pure questing is that you'll often end up in a very crowded area. Being super flexible to swap to another spot temporarily will make a huge difference. When the ogres were too crowded in STV, for example, I went to the goblins. That spot was completely free, and I made over...
I hate goblins. I hate World of Warcraft goblins. I don't like them.
40 gold from Waylight Supplies. Option 2, though, is to lock yourself in dungeons. Starting with SFK around level 22, and then Stockade or RFK, depending on Alliance or Horde. You'd also want to fit in a BFD clear every 3 days. You were originally getting 23,000 XP per clear, but that's going to be doubling on Tuesday.
Oh my god.
That's basically a full level every single time you do the raid. The biggest key is to make sure you have a high chance of getting the relevant pre-bis gear like the staff. I would highly recommend making sure you have a balanced group comp. Also, make sure not to die, because it didn't seem like I got any XP when I died on one of the bosses.
You get no XP if you die.
Then you would follow that up with pretty much just Scarlet Monastery spam. This is the preferred method for most players. That being said, groups can be pretty annoying to form. Plus, you'll be losing out on a lot of potential profit. The third option, which is really my recommendation, is to quest 22 to 40. At the same time, you're mixing in SM spam when the groups are convenient. Surprisingly, the gap between open world leveling and questing isn't as huge as I thought. At least if you don't have those consistent elite dungeon groups. What's really nice about jumping between dungeons and the open world as well is that there's really no disadvantage to being a level or two ahead in a questing route. You kill everything faster and you get more XP per hour in most cases. So I just said that questing and dungeons aren't that far away in XP. I really meant that though when you're not getting ganked. In some of the zones I got ganked way more than in the other zones.
I'm gonna get ganked
For a horde that was mainly Hillsbred and a really Stranglethorn Vale.
Yep.
Next time when my questing route sends me to those two zones, I'm going to replace them with just dungeons instead. So now you should really have a very good idea of what to do with all the new
I'm going to quest on STV.
Quest changes coming.
It's going to be great.
How to maximize your leveling speed and your profit as well. I want to know, even after the big changes to the waylaid supplies and the 100% XP bonus, which leveling method do you prefer? Do you still prefer the dungeon leveling where you're just in those mind-numbing dungeons for 20 hours straight?
I don't want to do it.
Or maybe you're starting to come around to some of the open world leveling, at least when you're not getting ganked over and over again. Personally, I started out as a dungeon lover, but I've recently fallen in love with the open world leveling, at least on my very overpowered hunter. Speaking of falling in love, if you like this video and subscribe to the channel, you just might fall in love with me. And then you could milk me for all my gold. In the meantime, check...
I am going to like your video, but I do not want to milk you.